Hey guys, how's it going? So I just put up that painting there. It's on like much intense canvas than I thought. So maybe it was canvas I got as a gift or something like that, not the ones I got at Michael's. But yeah, so that one was also in the gallery I had. So there were the two. So yeah, really cool picture, kind of like a tent going on, something like that. So yeah, again, I gotta sort out the whole title thing and put everything down at the bottom for you guys. So right now I'm gonna read chapter 14 for you guys. This scene, just reading the title, I know what scene it is. I really like this scene. I don't have too many notes about it, but do got one picture. So the picture that I thought was for last chapter is actually for this chapter. So okay, I'll read this one for you guys. It's called The Moon Started Whispering to Us, Chapter 14. Today was a holiday, celebrated with explosions in the sky and objects bloated with helium, attracting ladies and gentlemen that like the motions they make when a cigarette's in hand, just begging to pass time that neither of them has. River and I walked around with pink and blue cotton, standing erect on a folded piece of paper. We made out on carousels and danced with strangers. We spun each other around until it was necessary for us to find grass as our beds. We whispered to each other words unforgettable, watched the others before us until they made us sick. River, I don't feel too well. I just see grimace faces and evil eyes. He smiled and said, I thought I was the only one. He let go of my hand and he walked in front of me. I held onto the back of his shirt like his body was protecting me from an awful wind. We walked on the road opposing the explosions with the stars, our destination being the convenience store up the road. We sat down on the curb of its empty parking lot on the boring cement, sitting there for the longest time looking at the sky, with only our shoulders touching. Without any warning, I grabbed his hand. He began to play with the lines in my palm. We sat there still as if nothing had changed. In cohesion, we got up and took a stroll down an empty street. Lanes relaxed with shades of black and blue, with sounds muffled in the shadows of established structures. River and I walked between two buildings, with the moon's face dancing between them. He pushed my body against the colored cement of the left building and said, The moon wants to watch us make love. He looked up, smiled at the moon, then looked at me in this way as if asking for permission. I kissed him. That was my consent. He took off my lavender dress and it lied there like a rose made by the gods of gardens. He admired my body as it was lit by the seemingly brightest moon. We made love like a form of art as the moon twirled above us in arousal. As the world rotated, the moon looked for others and said its goodbyes. Alrighty, so that is The Moon Started Whispering to Us. Again, almost like the last chapter, just poetic to me, I guess. It's just like a lot of like poetry, a lot of nice words, a lot of like visuals that I see and kind of playing with that. So this is an example of a dress. So it's not lavender, but this is an example. I'm selling Forever 21, I guess. But yeah, just like I really like that dress. I like the cut of it. It is the summer and everything like that. So kind of this dress falling, and then as it crumbles on the floor, it looks like a rose. Made by the gods of gardens. So I really like that line. There was also another portion that I thought of. So like when they sit near the convenience store on the curb, it reminds me of Jesus of Suburbia by Green Day. So that song has like an extended version. Again, I will link it at the bottom. You guys should check it out. Just like a dope film. There's another line I've used from it where she says, She says, "You're a beautiful fucking memory." I really like that song. So again, I'll link it at the bottom. But yeah, I just like the convenience store scene and everything like that. They kind of just go nuts. But when I think of them just chilling at the curb, I think of that video. For some reason, it comes to mind. And then there's also another line that I've used. So, attracting ladies and gentlemen that like the motion they make when a cigarette's in hand. So one, it's kind of funny. I don't know about you guys, but cigarettes are so not a deal anymore. Like, I know so few people that smoke cigarettes these days. It's more just weed that everyone's, so just one addiction to another, but just not as many people smoke cigarettes as much. But there was one summer I met a guy, and he said, like, more or less what it is we just like doing this. It passes time. It just it's something to do when you're waiting for the bus or something. So it was interesting having heard that perspective from someone that says, like, that's why they smoke cigarettes. I personally don't smoke cigarettes because I grew up with my dad smoking cigarettes. Just looked like an expensive, shitty habit. Sorry, I've sworn twice. But it just looked expensive. Like, money, so much money, and yeah, just extremely addictive. Extremely addictive. It's like, I don't want to be addicted to anything. I don't mind trying stuff, but I don't want to be addicted to anything. So yeah, so there's that. And I have this scene where they're holding cotton candy in their hand. So around the time when I finished writing this book, I realized I did not make anyone eat. No one eats. They shower. No one, like, uses the washroom or something like that. There's a lot of things that I left out. And again, like I said, because it's a dream, because it's poetry, like, I don't really want to play around with stuff like that. So I couldn't see, and I don't acknowledge holidays, so I won't say it's Christmas. I'll like play with that something's going on, something's occurring, but I won't say, like, this is probably just 4th of July or the 1st of July or something like that, Canada Day or something, but I won't have them say, oh, we're going to go Christmas shopping or something. I don't want any of that in it. I also, let's see. So yeah, like, I don't do double quotes in it. Again, like I said, you guys are probably having a difficult time. If not a difficult time, maybe you guys would prefer. But I don't say he said, she said. I don't say it. I don't like it. Here and there, I'll put it in because, like, I have to or something. But I never liked he said, she said. I don't think it's completely necessary. Again, you guys, like, everyone's going to have their opinion. But while reading the book, if you're reading it yourself, you might be able to tell who it is. If I'm reading to you and you can't tell who it is, really doesn't matter who's saying it. Either of them could say it. And like I said, it is in a dream. So no matter what, at the end of the day, it's one person that's saying it. That makes sense. So yeah, so I don't say he said, she said. I use one quote. I haven't repeated the way that someone's been killed. Let's see. And yes, no food. Because that's not what I want to write about personally. So yeah, I'll see what other notes I have about it. So yes, no eating, and let's see. Yeah, I don't have any other notes about this. I'm going to go and read the next chapter, and then I have, like, something here for you guys that I want to read, just go over it slightly. I hope you guys like this little tent picture. It's kind of trippy. It looks like I'm going through something and it just seems to be like a few layers. So yeah, I hope you guys like that. I'm gonna make the next video chapter 15. See you guys in a sec.